asking people, how do you make a guy miss you more? It's like asking, how do you make your kids miss you more? You're doing something wrong if they're not missing you. Let me tell you something. The process of somebody missing you is a natural process, right? It's a natural process, and above all, it's effortless. And this is how you should do things. You know you're doing things right when it feels effortless. You know he genuinely likes you when it feels effortless. As soon as you have to put effort, that's not an alien, people. That's a person who's putting effort. As soon as you feel like you're putting effort, as soon as you get with me on the phone, you're doing something wrong. So we're gonna talk about what are the things you have to do to give up that effortless feeling and how you guys can make any person miss you if under certain conditions. Let's begin with the video. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org. There you guys can book a one-on-one phone call with me, 30, 15, 10 minutes, 45 minutes, not 2 hours, people. We don't do that stuff. You guys can purchase a one-on-one session with me by clicking on the description down below where it says work with Father Alex. I can have you doing the right things with your man, all right? Let's begin. So the first thing you have to do is you need to be vulnerable. Now look, there's a warning before we start the strategy. He has to genuinely like you. And the way that you know that they genuinely likes you is that you didn't do shit. You're like, you like me? I didn't expect that. That's how it should be. And the way that you know that he genuinely likes you is that he initiates, and above all, there's no doubt in your mind that he likes you, right? There's no doubt in your mind. By the way, this feels like I'm alcoholic as hell. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, all right. It's crazy, man. Like, we'll give it to some kids. And the reason why is because we're not doing black voodoo here. The process that I'm teaching you is the natural process while boosting it up. Meaning, we don't accelerate it, but we remove roadblocks, which is usually insecurity, fucking up, overthinking, that allows it to go at its natural pace, which will appear like it's going faster. But in reality, you're just allowing things to happen. Right? You're just allowing things to happen on their own. Okay? So remember that. They have to like you. And the way that you know that is that they initiate everything. And above all, you're not confused, no confusion, and you feel like there's no doubt. Like if somebody says, can you invite him? You're gonna say, yeah, he's gonna come. And there's not gonna be any doubt in your mind, all right? Remember that. So let's talk about the first thing you have to do, right? One, you have to be vulnerable enough to get hurt, right? Too many people play an avoidant style of dating. Honestly, this chick looks avoiding as hell. Like legit looks avoiding. like that girl looks avoiding as hell. I can tell she might be. But the point is, you have to be able to get hurt. Because if you don't, you're only gonna be attracting Teletubby ass, Tinky-Winky ass dudes. Guys that are golden retrievers, guys that are really submissive. So you have to be willing to show some emotion out. The emotion I'm not talking about is telling him you like him the first day. No. Over the next few weeks, you start to feel a little tickle in your stomach. And you start to realize you like him. And a lot of the time, some women will pull away. No. If he senses you're being avoidant, he's also going to be avoidant. You have to be okay with getting hurt, okay? Now, there's a huge difference between being okay with getting hurt and the people who walk with their emotions in their sleeves. Like it's a freaking tattoo. No, we're not talking about that. We're just saying that you have to be, like I talked about in yesterday's video, high intention, low attachment. This doesn't mean you don't get hurt. It just means that you're able to let go, cry about it, and then a few days later, be better about yourself, all right? Too many women on fucking stick. Too many women on TikTok are legit creating Terminators. Legit Terminators. Like it's crazy. I'm dying here. They tell women to like not show emotion, to never open up. I'm like, yo, like you're making it hard for us. You know? All right, let's continue. Now, the next thing is that for this to work, is that he has to be doing most of the initiation, right? The initiation comes from him. That means the dates, that means the going out, all of that kind of stuff, at least in the first month. All you have to do is say, yes, Papi, okay? That's all you gotta do. Just say yes. You don't have to initiate it. You don't have to take a long time to respond. Just don't initiate and say yes. If nothing happens, it's not your fault. He just doesn't like you that much. You know, that's, oh my God, Father Alex, I don't have time to say yes because he never asks me. What the fuck? No, it means he doesn't want to go out with you, right? That's the first thing. And the reason why is because this, letting him initiate it, one, it makes him put more effort, right? And two, it keeps you in your feminine. Once you start doing initiation, let me tell you something, man. If you want to know if he likes you or not, how masculine are you? If you got to be the one who initiates all that shit, Miss freaking Terminator, then that's a sign that things might be a little off and you might need to pull away a little bit. This one is important, right? And I say this because if a guy is one of those guys that are hyper dopaminergic, meaning the types of people who require a lot of stimulation to feel happy, then this thing that I'm gonna tell you is not gonna work, right? This is dopamine going through the synaptic gaps. And that's spending boring time with each other. Yeah, boring time. Yep, that's right. Reading a book together. You see those memes of two, the white guy and the white girl, they're old, they're watching a movie or even reading a book under the fire. Like spending boring time together. There was this one clip of this lawyer who went on vacation with his friend and his with his friends and his wife, his other friend's wife. And they couldn't get to one of the amusement parks. And they were like, oh my God, there's no more space. So the other couple said, you know what? You guys go on that amusement park and we'll both just walk together. And they're like, what do you mean just walk? Like, no, we'll just walk. And they literally just started walking off like it's the end of a Western movie, hands together. And in that moment, the lawyer said, you know what? I think this relationship is done because we can never do that. Let me tell you something, man. You gotta be able to enjoy drinking a fucking cup of like warm water with them. You have to be able. The boring times is what the brain uses. Listen, the brain is like an alchemist. When somebody loves you, the boring time becomes almost like a psychedelic experience. They may not notice that what the moments you're having is actually special. And if you're insecure enough, you may not notice it too, because you're like, oh my God, it's not fun enough. No. Shut up, so loud. No, make it boring. Because what will happen, as time passes by, literally as time passes by, your brain, like an Instagram filter, will nostalgize that boring ass memory and make it extraordinary. From the ordinary births the extraordinary. And the only way for you to do that is to have boring moments together. Because if you only have fun moments, the brain cannot do that. It's usually the simple moments, like me having coffee, looking at the park. That's what I really reminisce about. Or playing basketball, which is high dopamine. But if you really notice, when you think back with your family members and good moments, it was just simple things. Every morning, your mom had food ready. Those are the things. And without boring moments, that can't happen. You gotta have boring moments, right? Because that's the fuel that your brain uses to do the dirty work for you, right? So remember, allow nostalgia to do the work for you, okay? Because if you don't, you gotta understand, the process of love, of your brain loving something, is literally it transforming the memories, changing up the memories, sculpting the memory like a sculpture to make it conform with how you feel about them. And if you give it memories that are intense, the brain it's like, okay, it's already done. I already see the sculpture. Give it a block so that the brain can scope a relationship out of the two of you, right? Now, the next thing you have to do, you got to create some space, people, right? Create some space. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's different forms of space, and it's not that you have to be an astronaut, but that you have to do it the right way, right? If you come across as manipulative, the space will look manipulative. This is how you do it, right? One, conflict. Conflict creates a certain awkwardness, a certain egoless. Like you have to have a low ego for that. And that conflict creates a type of tension that if the person loves you, he will do anything to resolve the issue. And once the issue is resolved, you guys reconciliate, right? And reconciliation increases love. So each time you have conflict, you feel down, you guys fight it out in a good way, right? No Bronx mode, no Jerry Springer. You guys reconciliate, hug each other. And each time this happens, the love for each other gets bigger, right? It's never the fun experiences that increases the love. It's a healthy argument and reconciliation, right? And this makes them love. Trust me, that makes them miss you because you realize things aren't as stable as I imagine them to be, right? You gotta let them know that this is not forever, right? The next one, life. You work, you got friends, you're stressed out. Sometimes you want to be alone and you just don't tell people. Allow life to get in the way. Stop it with the bullshit. Life always gets in the way when you don't like the person. Yeah, when you do like the person, for some reason life just says walk. No. Allow life to get in between you. Maybe you were going to call off to go see him. Fuck calling off. Stay at work, make your money. Allow life to get in the way. Maybe your friend unexpectedly visited you and you were gonna hang out with him tonight. Allow life to get in the way. Cancel that motherfucker. He'll forgive you. The point is that if it happens naturally, we just allow it to happen. A lot of the times when we like them and we notice life blocking us, we try to like not let it happen because we don't want to hurt them. Who gives a fuck? Hurt him. He'll recover. Your love will recover him, right? So allow life to get in the way. And the next thing is having a higher sense of purpose, right? And actually, let's check out that book. The book, The Laws of Human Nature, talks about this, right? Come here, come with me, right? Where is this book? All right, so in this chapter, chapter 13, it says, there's a chapter that says make no one follow you. Chapter 13 of The Laws of Human Nature. And I think this is actually a really good chapter for this. Unlike animals, with their instincts to guide them past dangers, we humans have to rely upon our conscious decision. We do our best when it comes to our career paths and handling the inevitable setbacks. In the back of our minds, we can sense an overall lack of direction as we are pulled this way and that way by our moods and by the opinions of others. How do we end up in this job, in this place? Such drifting can lead to dead ends. The way to avoid such a fate is to develop a sense of purpose, discovering your calling in life and using such knowledge to guide our decision makings. We come to know ourselves more deeply, our tastes and inclinations. We trust ourselves, knowing which battles and detours to avoid. Even our moments of doubt or our moments of failures have a purpose, to toughen us up. With such energy and directions, our actions have unstoppable force. Now, how does that relate to you guys? Is that when you know where you're going in life, when you have passions in life, when you have an overall direction, it's almost like you're able to recover from pain more. And because you're able to recover from pain more, it allows you to entertain the thoughts of maybe not being with them. Because you have an emotional immune system through meditation, through having passions, and above all, having a sense of purpose. And a man senses when you value other things other than him. And it causes them to compete with you. Literally, they'll compete with an abstract object like your purpose, right? And it'll cause them to work harder. But when a man senses that you have no direction, no overall purpose, no passions, he knows you're always going to go back to him. And that creates a certain sense of cockiness. But also, if a man genuinely loves you, he's not going to stop you from doing those things. He's just going to want to see you more. That's all. He's just going to want to be around you more, right? Now, the next way to do that, like I said, is being present to your body. Usually our minds are in multiple directions. And because of that, the body literally gets denied. When you're not sensing your body, you literally feel sad. Literally, you feel sad. So when you're able to create the ability to have the sensations of your body in your conscious awareness, it literally relaxes you. You become less dependent on the outcome. Literally feeling the sensations of the body lowers heart rate, lowers stress levels, and above all, it allows you to have some space because you are able to regulate your emotions without needing them to make you happy. And this ecosystem of positive emotions that you cultivate through bringing awareness to the body will give you an air of happiness, an air of independence, while not coming across as an avoidant person. No Terminators out here, people. So remember, this strategy is just creating space and loving your life so that the man could want to monopolize it. Remember, men are naturally monopolistic creatures. You show him you value other things other than him, and even the healthiest of men will do everything to monopolize you. Even if you are saying, I'm all yours, don't, give him the impression that 1% isn't his. He's gonna literally obsess about that and consistently think about things for you that you could become his all in his life. You know what I mean? And this is how you do it, people. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Don't forget, people, we're having 50% off all of our courses using the coupon code BLACK. All right, people? So coupon code BLACK, you guys can get the psychological game of attraction, natural chemistry, emotional mastery, the feminine woman, charisma blueprint, all of those courses, you can get a 50% off, or get the bundle where that's discounted on top of the extra 50% off, right? And that's available only to the end of the year, right? So do that now, or else I'm closing the channel. Take care.